Oh my god. I just saw the Hunger Games. My first midnight showing ever, which is sad. Very, very, very sad. But the theater was packed. We got to sit outside for a while, which was freezing cold. I ran into some friends who were dressed in some of the coolest Capitol costumes I've ever seen. Y100.9 was there, which is fun. All the hits. They had like this real spinny thing where you could win stuff, which was fun, I guess. But the most important part, obviously, was the movie. We got there. They started letting people in at 10 at night, which means it was 2 hours before the actual movie started, which was the longest wait ever. I decided, oh, I'm going to leave my iPad at home. I'm not going to need it. I'm going to have fun. Oh my goodness, 2 hours, 2 hours. And no one, this happens every time I go to the movie theater, which is totally off topic of the Hunger Games. I swear to God, I'm getting to that part. But every time I'm at the movie theater, for some reason, if there's an empty spot next to me, no one takes it. I don't know if there's just like a curse on, that's a curse. Okay. But, so onto the movie. There's a lot of things that I liked, and there's a bunch of things that I didn't like. I liked the movie in general. I mean, it's the Hunger Games. I was really excited to see it, and the costumes were fantastic. The sets were fantastic. The music that they picked in the background, it really set you into the movie. Like, it was so quiet, especially during the games. And they'd have the tiniest sounds that made you kind of feel like you were there. Like you were a part of it. So, I mean, they did an incredible job at setting the scene and making you really feel what was going on. But there's a lot of problems I had, mainly just because the movie itself, it seemed to rush a lot of parts to it. It rushed a lot of scenes and things that they could have spent more time on. They didn't. Like, it was like, here's this, and I can't snap. I'm getting better. Whatever. It was this, and we're gonna keep going, go. Like, we need her to get to this, we need her to get to this. I mean, the movie could have been longer. Probably not a good idea for a family film, but I think they could have worked on that a little bit more. The characters were spot on. The characters were very good. I think some of the things that they left out, they got some of the details wrong. First of all, the Mockingjay pin came from her father, whereas she picks it up at the scene. She finds it and she's like, what's this? It's like, and as soon as I saw it, I'm like, no, that didn't happen. They left out Madge, they left out the Avix girl, they left out, what else did they leave out? They left out her kind of relationship with the only people who she actually respects in the Capitol, which is her styling team. They left out a lot. But I guess when you had to cram a whole book into 2 hours and 2.5 hours, it's difficult. Let's see, what else did I not like? We discussed this. I think President Snow, I pictured him very differently. The way they had Seneca Crane, I pictured President Snow like him, but instead they kind of made him look like this distraught Santa Claus, which is, I mean, even if you know he's evil, it's kind of hard to picture him that way. He was very calm like Dumbledore, but Santa Claus looking. It didn't work. I'm like, no, I want to hold something against you, man, but you just kind of look like an upset old guy. Like, I can't just get away from that. What else? Oh my god. They left out so much. I mean, I think my main problem was just the rushing. But other than that, it was a really good movie, and I would request it. I would recommend it. Not request. It's late. I would recommend it for anybody who wants to watch it. Anybody who's a fan of the Hunger Games is going to find something in it that they really latch on to, that they really like. But, I mean, and for anybody who hasn't watched the Hunger Games, because I had, and knows nothing about it, I had a friend next to me who had never read the book. She didn't really know much about it, and she was very much into it. She didn't like a lot of pieces of it. She didn't get some of the story because she's like, at the end, like when they say 2 tributes and then they kill Kato and then they say, oh, now it can only be 1 tribute and then they're going to eat the berries and they're both going to die and then they say, no, wait, 2 tributes. She's like, they did move that very fast and she's like, no, what? No, they can't do that. So, I mean, it's kind of nice to see her reactions as well because it gives me kind of, I know the whole story, the entire trilogy, so it's nice to see someone who doesn't know much about the series, so you get kind of an impartial judge on the movie, and so I have her right next to me, and I barely let go of her hand the entire time. Both of us were like, it was intense. I had some friends say that the special effects could have been better. I think they were pretty good. The fire could have been done better, and the wolves were a bit... They weren't wolves. I pictured them as wolves in the book, and they also missed the part where she looks into one of their eyes, and she sees that it's glimmer, which is really to show how much the Capitol plays with your mind. And I think they should have put that in there too, but again, they had to cut out parts that weren't completely 100% constructive to the story. So you kind of have to just deal with the fact that they don't have everything in there. So yeah, but other than that, it was good. I liked it. I would see it again. And when the next movie comes out, I'm going to try and get an all Capitol attire. Personally, if I had to take my views on the characters themselves, I am Team PETA, which probably is really smeared. Mainly just because he gets put through a lot more. I mean, he really feels something for Katniss, and then she pretends that entire time, and then she's like, oh, wait, you were serious. Oh, this is awkward. Yeah, man, no, I'm sorry. I kind of, that was to get medicine and food. Oops. You didn't know that? Oh, you weren't acting, you know. I didn't know that. I thought we were playing a game there. It's like, she really tears him down, and poor Peeta, I mean, whereas Gale's kind of, he's almost like a brother figure to her, but he can be slightly more possessive over her. Like, he's like, well, I figured since we know each other all this time, you might as well be mine. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of Katniss. I mean, I do like her. She's a very independent person, and she's willing to help her family. She's willing to, beat the odds to try and fix all of this, but when you get right down to it, she's also kind of an indecisive bitch. So she makes me upset in that way. Some other highlights of the night. They had a commercial for The Hobbit, which I'm excited about just because it's The Hobbit, but also because of who's playing Bilbo Baggins. Martin Freeman is playing Bilbo Baggins. You should have seen me fangirling in that theater. I was so excited about that. I wasn't even that upset that Twilight was coming on next, like the trailer for Twilight. Like, that I completely shut that out. Normally I'd be like, oh, God, no. But I was actually okay with it just because there's a spider on my ceiling. Yeah, just because it was Martin Freeman. I'm sorry, I can't concentrate now. This thing is just... Okay. Well, I think I'm going to wrap this up anyway. I'm going to go watch an episode of Sherlock because I'm on a Martin Freeman high. I'm going to kill that spider before he touches my NERDMIGOS army flag. You. Don't you dare. You stop, okay? That's right. That's right. You move. No. Not towards me. Okay. No. This is what I do. Okay. Goodbye. I love you. And... Allons-y.